Hey guys, my name is Logan. I am with Match Grade Machine, and in this video we're going to cover everything you need to know about the Hornady 6.5 PRC. So at Match Grade Machine, we manufacture barrels for the Thompson Center break action rifles for the Contender, the G2, and the Encore. The Encore is the only platform that is compatible with the 6.5 PRC. The Contenders and G2s aren't rated for this high of pressure or larger cartridges like the 6.5 PRC. There's very high performing factory ammunition available, and that's what we use for our video. We shot the Hornady 143 grain ELDX as well as the 147 grain match ammunition. The cost of factory ammo is anywhere from $35 to $45 depending on which line you're getting and where you're getting it from. The powder charge range for the 6.5 PRC is anywhere from 45 to 58 grains, obviously going to depend on the weight of projectile and the type of powder you're using. The speed of the powder is going to be medium to slow, so you're going to be looking at like H4350, H1000, somewhere in that range, the slow Magnum powders, because it's a short fat cartridge shoving a lot of powder through a small bore diameter. That's going to lead to a slightly shorter barrel life than something like a 6.5 Creedmoor. This is a big brother to the Creedmoor. This uses a Magnum sized bolt face, but it's still a short action like the 6.5 Creedmoor. It's just more case capacity to hold more powder, which is going to give you a little bit higher velocity and better performance downrange. The cost to reload this cartridge is going to be medium. It's going to be a little bit more than a 6.5 Creedmoor because brass isn't quite as readily available, as well as larger powder charges. But you're still going to have the same bullet options in the 6.5mm bullets. There's a ton of great stuff for the 6.5s. So on our website, we do have an inventory. Be sure to check our inventory for our current inventory available. We do try and keep 6.5 PRCs in stock and available. Typically, they're going to come in a 24 or a 26-inch barrel. This one is a 26-inch barrel. It also has straight flutes cut in it with a 5/8 24 muzzle thread. The twist rates available for our 6.5 barrels, including the 6.5 PRC, are 1 to 7, 1 to 7.5, and 1 to 8. 1 to 8 is definitely going to be the most common, and that will cover all the way up to the 147 grain match bullets. If you want to go for the extreme limits, like the 150 plus grains on the 6.5s, you're probably going to want to jump to that 1 to 7.5. The type of contour that we would suggest for the 6.5 PRC is heavy factory or larger. You might want to jump up to the muzzleloader if you have the muzzleloader forend. That's going to have the strongest supports for your forearm as well, or you could go full bowl contour. I did shoot this fluted heavy factory out there with just a bare crown. It was threaded, but I didn't have any device on there, and it left your shoulder a little bit red, but it's definitely manageable, nothing too crazy. We have tons of fluting options available, from anywhere from straight flutes to spiral flutes, Cerakoting options. We have other thread options available as well, beyond just 5/8 24, along with the custom barrel lengths and twist rates. Now when it comes to the performance of the 6.5 PRC with factory ammunition, we got incredible performance with our rifle here. Shooting the 143 grain ELDX, we shot 0.33 MOA, and with the 147 grain match, we shot 0.3 MOA at 100 yards. So basically ragged hole out there, nice tight groupings coming from the 6.5 PRC and factory ammo. So I decided to push it back, go ahead and take it back to the 450 yard line and see how she did out there. I hit that target multiple times with tons of mirage going on, but I never had any issues with wind because of the high ballistic coefficient of the 6.5 bullets. Now when comparing the 6.5 PRC against the 6.5 Creedmoor, I would definitely suggest the PRC if your main goal is hunting. It's going to have higher muzzle velocities with the same bullet selection, so this is going to have higher energy and more terminal performance at longer ranges than the 6.5 Creedmoor would. If you're strictly shooting competitions, the 6.5 Creedmoor is going to have a little bit less recoil, but again, this is going to be shooting it a little bit faster, so it's going to give you an edge there. The PRC name stands for Precision Rifle Cartridge, and that's what it was designed to do. The muzzle velocities we gathered were extremely close to what was advertised on the box, so good on Hornady for getting accurate muzzle velocities out there, as well as our barrels do usually shoot pretty fast and get really close to the advertised velocities on most boxes. So when chambering an Encore in a cartridge like this, we would suggest picking up one of our steel scope bases. in the 5-inch supported base. That way you can get a larger optic, which you're more likely to use. I would suggest 20 MOA if you're shooting 500 yards and beyond often. If it's a every once in a while thing, maybe a flat base is just fine for what you're after, and it's kind of up to you to decide. But this cartridge is capable of very far shots, so a 20 MOA base is not a bad idea. If you're not worried about sound, I would definitely suggest picking up one of our 6er brakes. That's going to reduce recoil and reduce muzzle rise and take a bunch of that recoil out of your shoulder. They're very effective in flat shooting. They work awesome, as well as with the new design. It's really great for prone shooting. Maybe you're shooting off the dirt, off of a bag or bipod, and it's not going to blow up as much dust in your face and all over your optics. The role the 6.5 PRC would play, I would say, is best for hunting in a moderate cartridge at moderate distances. You should be able to reach out a few hundred yards on large game with no problem at all. You definitely can use this thing for target shooting. It performed awesome for us out there. It was shooting ragged groups, and even out of 400 yards is making it seem like a walk in the park, nothing at all. So high energy, long range targets, hunting, 6.5 PRC just about does it all. For our testing, we did use our Vortex Razor HD Gen 2, and this one is the 4.5 to 27 first focal plane. So very nice piece of glass, made it getting zeroed, as well as dialing out to that 400-yard shot. Piece of cake, no problem at all. All right, guys, I greatly appreciate your time. I hope this answered all the questions you had about the Hornady 6.5 PRC. Please subscribe while you're here, drop a comment below what you think, and we will see you guys next time.